Do you want to go to Disney alone? Find out how on episode 33, First-Timer Tips for Doing Walt Disney World Solo. Hey, theme park hipsters, it's your host, NikkyJ, the owner of ThemeParkHipster.com, where I help you plan the best solo theme park vacation with the latest tips, reviews, personal stories, and more. Today, I have another fun episode just for you. But first, I want you to know that I have a free Disney Itinerary ebook that you can download instantly, and you can find that in today's show notes. Now, if you've ever thought about going to Walt Disney World solo, then today I have some amazing tips for you to take that leap and just go. The Disney parks are suited for adult solo travelers, and I know you're probably thinking this has got to be one of the strangest ideas, but trust me, you can do it. There's a way to do Disney solo without thinking it's weird or that someone's gonna know you're on your solo trip. But in order for you to do this, you have to know how to do this. Let's go ahead and jump right into 11 of my top tips for first-timers wanting to do a solo Disney adventure. The first tip is to start small. Because this way of traveling can be kind of intimidating to Disney fans, I recommend easing into solo travel. For example, try to get to a park like the Magic Kingdom around an hour before your group gets there. So if you are with a big group and everyone plans on kind of starting their day out at 11 or 12, you get there an hour or two early, get on a few rides, test out the waters, and see if this is the type of way that you like to travel to Disney. You may end up really enjoying your solo moments. Tip number 2 is to plan and research your Disney vacation. The idea of going to Disney alone may be already too stressful for you to even comprehend. So I highly suggest kind of planning out your days, getting some of your fast passes booked. That way you kind of have some type of itinerary set for your day. And as I mentioned earlier today, you can grab your own free Disney itinerary in the show notes. So I've already taken care of that for you. You have your itinerary. Now get out there and go. Tip number 3 is to book your Disney fast passes and reservations early. Fast passes are a must-have if you want to maximize any of your time at the Walt Disney World parks. Fast passes to rides such as the Slinky Dog roller coaster, which is one of the new rides at Hollywood Studios right in the Toy Story Land section of the park. Or if you want something even more grander, then you want to get your fast passes for Avatar Flight of Passage at Animal Kingdom like today. You will thank me later because those fast passes are so hard to get. And if you don't get them right away, check out my Fast Pass Plus episode where I give you some of my quick tips on how to get those fast passes to even the hardest attractions at Disney. Remember, on your solo trip, guys, whenever you're doing any of those fast pass reservations or just dining reservations, this is your time to live it up. So don't just do some of those standard restaurants that everyone do. Maybe plus your own trip by getting that epic reservation to Victoria and Albert's. Because you know why? You're living in your YOLO solo moment. Yes, I did just make that up. Tip number 4 is to theme your days at Walt Disney World. And what I mean by this is instead of maybe just kind of walking through the park, leisurely or just, hey, I see a ride, let me just jump on it. Plan a day. Maybe at Epcot, you have your own food and wine festival. And I'm not saying you go to the festival. I mean, like at any time of the year, you say, I am going to go through each country. I'm going to try one dish and one drink from each country. And that is my own little food and wine festival tour for me. Or you could do it where all you do is watch shows. You don't go on any attractions. You just want to go and watch every show that is available at the Walt Disney World parks. This brings me to tip number 5 is to do Disney your way. Since it's your solo Disney trip, it's your time to do Disney your way. This is the main perk for going to any of the Walt Disney World parks alone. In order to get all your Walt Disney World must-dos, I suggest doing a little bit of research on the web and writing down everything that you must do. And if you need any inspiration, you can check out my bucket list episode, which is one of the first 3 episodes I did. Or you can read my bucket list article over at ThemeParkHipster.com, where I give you my top Disney must-dos. And so far, I'm doing a little good on it. I'm a little proud, but we'll go over that in another episode. Tip number 6 is to choose the perfect Disney hotel. It's easy to book a hotel and stay cooped up in your room, only leaving to go to the parks. This is not the best way to get comfortable with socializing with people on your solo trip. So you have to ask yourself, how sociable do you want to be? That can kind of help you determine what type of hotel that you pick. Now, I don't want you to stay cooped up in your room, but if you want kind of like a medium type of hotel where you have those quiet moments to be alone, then I suggest something like the Swan and Dolphin. It is big enough that you can feel a part of the whole Disney magic and going to all the different activities and areas that they have there, and you're in the heart of Disney parks. Plus, if you want that quiet moment, the rooms are very, very quiet and kind of you can get to yourself and still look out on your window and see the beautiful parks and the fireworks on the horizon, where you can have those little moments to reflect and still go downstairs to some of the hippest lounges on property and get back out there and mingle. One of the tips that I do suggest for you is that when you are at a hotel and you're down in the lobby or the lounge and you're trying to, spark up a conversation with someone, try to be open, have open posture, not looking down at your phone, because sometimes that does say to people, I'm not here to chat. That's just one of my little socializing tips for you guys. Let's get back. Tip number 7 actually is don't be afraid to socialize. Try not to be shy. I know it can be intimidating introducing yourself to people. It's so easy to just stay to yourself. And I know this firsthand because I am an introvert. And so I have to really make an effort to get outside of myself and go introduce myself to people, spark up conversations, and kind of just be more sociable whenever I'm out there on these solo trips. If you need any help, you can join the Theme Park Hipster community on Facebook group, and we'll be your little community to help talk to you to get out there and go solo. And you never know, some of these friendships that you make online may end up becoming lifelong friends. And that has happened to me. I've mentioned that on multiple occasions. So never X out, doing things like meetup.com or joining any kind of Facebook community that's focused on theme parks. Tip number 8 is to let the cast members know you're alone. Disney cast members enjoy chatting with theme park goers, so be sure to mention that you're on a solo journey. You never know what kind of surprises they may come to you with because you are being so brave and so courageous for doing something like solo Disney travel. Tip number 9 is to take lots of photos while you are at Walt Disney World. Get as many selfies as you can. And one of the best perks at Walt Disney World is that they have the photo pass system. And this is where a cast member will take photos of you that you can retrieve later on your phone or computer in the My Disney Experience app or website. Take advantage of this. This is a person taking photos of you with all the characters. You don't have to worry about trying to angle your phone at the perfect angle. They have the best cameras. They're going to get the best angles and the best shots for you. Trust me. Do this tip. PhotoPass. Tip number 10 is to know why doing Disney solo is such an amazing adventure. The perk number 1 is freedom. You get to choose what you want to do, how you want to do it, all within legal bounds, of course. Perk number 2 is that you become a better problem solver. Because you are on this trip, you kind of have to figure out ways to solve problems in more creative manners than to have someone with you who can kind of you could piggyback off of. You have to decide what your solution to problems that may arise are. Perk number 3 is that you may have the opportunity to meet other solo theme park hipsters out in the park. I want to see you out there. If you are doing a solo trip, let me know. Let me meet you out there so that you can have someone to chat with for a little bit, get those solo nerves out of you, and just keep going with your trip. Let's get back to the tips. Our final tip is tip number 11. Remember, you are home and you are never alone. When you arrive at Walt Disney World, this is your home. This is your place. This is your peace. This is your refuge. You are here, and this is one big family reunion. We are all here to love on you, to help encourage you to continue with your solo travels. Now, those are my 11 tips. Have I convinced you to take that solo leap to Walt Disney World yet? Have I? If you wait for others to go on a trip with you, to do something with you, you will be waiting forever. Everyone has excuses. This is your time to do it and to go. If you want to go to Walt Disney World, book that vacation, take that trip, and go. That is it for today's episode, guys. If you have any other questions, or if you need any other additional tips, or if you want to just have a one-on-one chat with me, we can schedule that if you just email me at ThemeParkHipster@gmail.com. Be sure to rate and review this episode. That way I can continue to bring you the best solo theme park hacks tailored just for you. Don't forget to connect with me and so many other theme park hipsters over at the Theme Park Hipster Facebook group. And don't forget to download your free Disney game plan ebook down in the show notes that you can get here. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this week's episode. And remember that you are my friend and you are my family, whether you know that or not. And until next time, happy park hopping, hipsters. The content on the Theme Park Hipster Show represents my own and not those of any organizations or activity mentioned. I am just someone here who likes to share my own stories to you and hope that I can help you have the best vacation ever.